Hello, Darren the Magic Ghostbuster here, finally with a video on the Ecto Glow Heroes. Now, these are the re-releases. They were supposed to be a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. They did go online, and at the time of recording, I think they sold out and have come back. So there's actually, I think, a lot more than anyone ever thought. I think a lot of people thought we have to go and rely on resellers to get these, but I think everyone who wanted them has had the chance to get them at a decent price, which is good. And like I said, at the time of recording, I believe they're still available on the UK site at least. But this is actually my second video on this. I had recorded one pretty much, I think it was the day after these arrived. Recorded it, edited it, uploaded it, scheduled it for, I think it was a couple of days after, because I had a couple of other videos I wanted to get out first, and it just completely vanished off of YouTube. I have no idea what happened, and I have like gone through like the list and the back end of things to see if I'd accidentally scheduled it for like 2030 or something. It's just no trace of it, and annoyingly, when I upload a video, I delete it off my computer because I have a lot of different things going on my computer, like whether it's videos or artwork and stuff, so I just need the space essentially. I did try some recovery stuff, no luck. But anyway, finally doing another video on these. I must admit, after it vanished, I just didn't have the will to do it again for a while. So a bit old with these now, but I actually got two of these. One to keep sealed, which is the one I have here, and then the one that we're going to have a look at is the one I actually unboxed everything on the video, but I still got the packs from. So let's bring in the camera and have a look at the Ecto Glow Heroes by Hasbro. Okay, so here they are. This is the box. It's a really nice collector's box. I really love the artwork on this box. And if we turn it round, it tells you a little bit about the Ghostbusters. And you have this cut-out door hanger, which is kind of cool. Very reminiscent of stuff from the 80s, which I really like. And the box, love the artwork all round, especially this on the side with the ghosts. And the same with the Ghostbusters. It's a very nice box they come in. Now, like I said, I had opened these for a previous video, so yeah, but I just wanted to hold this together really like this, because I've got the original Ecto Glows as well. This is an original Winston, and I just thought it'd be fun to, let's just move the others out for a moment. Just thought it'd be fun to compare the two. So stand up a bit so the light isn't just making it look horrible. And you know, card wise, they're not too dissimilar, to be fair. You know, they're very close. I guess main difference is you've got the warning stuff up here, which I think is probably more of a requirement than it was back then. Yeah, it does say who you're going to call up the top, which is kind of hidden by the case on that one. Yeah, and it's got a 4+ thing here. But other than that, I mean, they are pretty spot on. Stop falling over. Yeah, the figures themselves, they look very close as well. So, without unboxing the original, which I'm not going to, it's hard to get an exact comparison, but they do look very close, which is good. If we turn this around, so the back of the card is where you're going to see the main differences. So, obviously there was a lot more stuff to get back then. So you've got info on the range you could get. This, it's just got about the Ecto Glows and these little cut-out character cards, which is quite nice. But anyway, let's move the original out the way. Let's open up Winston. Now, in case you wonder, the glow effect. So when I did my original video, there we go. When I did my original video, I was filming at night. It was pitch black. So at the moment, I'm filming in the daytime, and yeah, even with like the lights off, you're still not getting it dark enough to really give a fair comparison. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of my pictures up. I was lucky I did save one picture, which shows the originals glow a lot better than the new ones. And that picture was under the exact same conditions, so both of them were exactly the same, stood in the light the same amount of time, all that sort of stuff. I've spoke to people who have put them in extreme daylight for hours, and the new ones have not glowed that great. Although someone actually implied that I doctored my photo. I don't know why on earth I would even consider doctoring a photo to make it look like the originals glow better. I couldn't actually care, you know, any less, you know, which one glows the best. I just did it for the review purposes because I thought it was interesting. So yeah, that was weird, but yeah, the originals glow better, and that's probably just down to what they were allowed to put in the plastic back then or something, you know. That's but and also you got to ask yourself, how often are you really going to actually look at them glowing? You know, use the actual glow effect. But there you go. So anyway, enough ranting. So I'm on Peter at the moment, and again, you know, really nice figure, and the masks obviously go over the top. Yeah. Now I'm going to be completely honest. These are not my favourite Ghostbusters figures. They're probably even second or third if we're going to talk about sorry, the vintage line. And it's weird really, because these figures were not that difficult to obtain 5 years ago. You know, they weren't cheap. You'd probably still pay £100 maybe for a, you know, for a carded one. And then suddenly this auction went up where a set went for like £3 grand, and suddenly everyone jumped on the bandwagon and thought they were worth all that money and started paying silly prices. I am still convinced that was market manipulation. You know, maybe that's a bit tinfoil hat territory, but yeah, I think someone was manipulating the market on that, because yeah, I don't know. And let's open the last one. Egon. Yeah, what was cool about these as well is some of the streams were slightly different designs as well, which was kind of cool. This ghost here, the Jail Jaw, you've got a version of that come originally with the Kenner Ghost Trap, except I believe that one didn't have the blue eyes, I think was the difference. So if you're after a vintage one, just so you can tell the difference. Now it's going to be interesting to see the prices on the vintage now that these are out. I've seen a few more coming on the market, and I think, where's Egon's mask? I've just left Egon's mask in the packaging. I have. Yeah, it will definitely affect the prices, I think, to a point. There's always going to be people that will want the vintage ones. You know, I'm the sort of person that would rather have vintage. You know, I wanted both. So, but there's always going to be people that want vintage. But I definitely think it'll probably affect the price a bit. I think they were going for too much money, personally, back in the day. So here they are, and you know, they are nice figures. Like I said, not my favourites as a kid. I wanted figures that represent the Ghostbusters as they appeared in the cartoon, and I got that in the first wave, really. But they are nice figures. They have a very, you know, very late 80s, early 90s vibe to them, certainly. And I bought two, one to keep sealed, one to display eventually, because I'm not going to open my originals. And they will look great when they're displayed with the Ecto Glow Ecto 1 and the Ecto Glow Stay Puffed and Slimer, and then we've got the Ecto Glow Copter coming with Lewis. So yeah, quite a few cool things to look forward to in that regard. It's going to be interesting to see the values on these over the years. Actually, just I've seen a few, you know, go up on eBay when these first become available for, you know, double the price. You know, just always happens. I know we can argue about whether it's right or not, but it happens regardless. And I don't really know if people have been buying them at that price, because like I said, they've been readily available on Hasbro's website. You know, they did go out of stock at one point, but yeah, been no issues getting these, so which I think is great. I think, you know, there's people that are not bothered about having the originals, and you know, basically Hasbro gave them the option for these, which I think is fantastic. You know, to give people these figures at a decent price point, so it's all good. Yeah, and obviously I'm a bit late to the game with this video, so yeah, I feel like my enthusiasm isn't quite in this video as it is some of the others, because I've already done it once. But let me know your thoughts on these figures. You know, did you get them? Maybe you weren't bothered by them. I mean, you know, some people ain't, and that's fine. Some people obviously loved them. So let me know your thoughts, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, keep on busting.
Want to give a big shout out to the Magic Ghostbuster. Hey Darren, very, very impressive.